בלשון שמי ישראל, אדוני שומרך, אדוני הצילך על יד ימינך, ימי השמש לא יכך וירח בלילה, אדוני ישמוך מכל רוע ישמר את נפשך, אדוני ישמור צאצך ויחל מעטו וידו לו. Tefillah, tzedakah, and Dvar Torah. Some communities have a very interesting custom that when they wait for a minyan, meaning for 10 people to come into for services, for davening, so when the 10th person walks in, he gets a little slap on his shoulder. And what is being said is, Ha'asiri yeh kodesh. The 10th one should be holy. What's the origin of this minhag? Cute little minhag. The origin is in the tithing of animals. There's a biblical command that when one owns a flock of animals, 1/10, that is 10%, of his flock must be given for the Levites. It's holy and be given to the Levites. Now, how does it work? So the Torah has a very specific way of doing it. That you have to take your entire flock and you have to march them through a certain corridor and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then when the 10 pass, you give it a smear with a little paint, and this one is holy. And this way, they all pass, and all those that have that little stain, positive stain, I should say, of color on it, it is the one that is holy. And that's what the pasuk says. V'chol ma'aseh baka v'tzoyin, and all the tithing of cattle and flock, kol asher ya'avor tachas hashovet, all those that pass under the rod, as I just explained, the passing and the 10th one being painted, let's put it this way, yeh kodesh l'Hashem, shall be sanctified, shall be holy for God. And the Torah continues, lo yevaker bin tov l'ro, do not choose a better one than the worst one. Let him just walk, and whatever is the 10th one happens to be the 10th one. V'lo yemirenu, you should also not exchange it. Let's say if you see that this one is, either if you want to be stingy, that this is a very good one, and you want to give it to a sickly, or the other way around. Oh, you don't want to give a sickly animal to the mitzvah, you want to give him a good one, so you're going to change it for another one. Lo yemirenu, do not change. This is what has been consecrated, this is what has been holy, it stays holy. Then says the Torah, if you will change it, then both of them will be holy. Lo yigol, you cannot redeem it. Both of them have to be given away. Fine, that's what the Torah says. So here is a very interesting Kabbalistic concept. It says that God's name, Yud-Kei Vav-Kei, has 12 different ways how it could be spelled. Each one of them is represented in a certain verse or words in the Torah. One of them is what we have just read. And let's go back to the words. V'im and if. Homer yemirenu v'hoya hu. In other words, the Torah says, if you will change it, Homer starts with the letter Hey, yemirenu is with the letter Yud, v'hoya with the letter Vav, hu, he, hey, so there is 4 letters over here, abbreviation Yud-Kei Vav-Kei. Now here's an interesting question. The pasuk speaks about not exchanging. Should not change one animal for the other. The words Hamer Yemerene V'Hoyahu means exchanging. So how does it fit? Either you're allowed to exchange or you're not allowed to exchange. And what's the idea with godly names over here? So the Rebbe explains the following thought. We're talking about our service to Hashem. There is the concern for our own well-being, for our own spiritual well-being, and then there should be the concern for somebody else's spiritual well-being. What is more important? So obviously, we must first and foremost be responsible for our own service of Hashem and assuring that we are safe and secure in our service of Hashem. When we go out to the world where there is a danger of being influenced by the world, that could be an exchange. Are we allowed to exchange our safety, spiritual safety, for the well-being of somebody else's and endangering ourselves? Normally, it shouldn't be done. But when there is a need, when there is a fire burning, a spiritual fire burning out there, says the Torah, Homer Yemirenu, you should exchange your safety for the well-being of the other sheep, so to say. Now, if you're concerned, and what's going to be with yourself? Are you endangering? Are you going to lose out? Says the Torah, V'hoyo hu usmorasa yekodesh. God guarantees that the one that you went to save and yourself, both of them will be holy. And this is what brings us the Geula, and may it happen now.